Hi, this is a short video. This is a 2008 Volvo S80 D5 diesel. It's just had a new alternator fitted, serpentine belt or auxiliary belt and tensioner. Right, sorry I didn't video the actual job, but when looking on YouTube myself to try and find out how to do this job or what's entailed, there was nothing on YouTube at all. So that's why hopefully if I can do this little tutorial video, it'll help anyone else. But I had this very loud noise when I bought the car, and it sounded an external noise like a dry bearing, so I presumed it would be like a pulley or alternator. But this is the old alternator that came off the car, and the actual clutch pulley is seized up, and it made an awful noise on tick over. About 1000 RPM it would smooth out, but on tick over it sounded awful, and it seems to be a common problem. First of all, I bought a new pulley, which I got from an auto factor, and it was about £38. But you have to take the alternator off to do it. I know in the earlier models you can do it in situ, but you've got literally about an inch of space, so it's virtually impossible to get any special tool or key in there. So the best way of doing it, I found, was to take the front driver's side wheel off, undo the plastic inner wing, take all that away, and that will give you access to the tensioner. Release the tensioner, release the belt off the bottom pulley, and then you need to take off the fan assembly from the inside of the radiators. There's like a double fan, which is like two plastic clips on the top. You pull out and unplug the wires. You have to sort of negotiate a little bit. You can do it without stripping any hoses off and that, but you have to, I think, move it to the left first, and then you can sort of, you know, maneuver it out, but be careful with it. And then you've got three 10mm bolts. You've got one top one there, and you've got two lower ones underneath, which is there. What I found best, if you undo the two bottom ones first, this one's quite awkward because you've got like a power steering metal pipe that comes around, which is really awkward and gets in the way. But you have to get like a 10mm spanner on there, maybe a ring spanner or ratchet spanner is ideal, and then you can get a little bit of a turn on it. You just have to be patient with it. This one will come out quite easy with a ratchet. So you undo the two bottom ones, you've got a 13mm main power cable on there, and then you've got a little maybe battery diode light on the dash that goes to there. And then last of all, you take off, maybe if you've got something to help you, or you can tie it up to take the weight of it, and then remove the 10mm bolt from here. And then you have to be a little bit rough with it, but try and move the hoses out the way, and it will come out from the top, but try not to damage the radiator. And then once it's out, you can either get the special tool that goes in, it's like a Torx bit and like a spline, and it fits in there, and then you've got your another Torx bolt that goes through the center of it. On this one, I didn't have the right tool at the time, and it didn't come off easy, so rather than taking it all off again, I thought it's easier to get an alternator, which you can pick up for anywhere from like 150 to about 250 pounds. But my car's done about 150,000 miles, so I didn't want to do a job again, so I thought it's easy just to buy a, you know, decent alternator. But once it goes in there, put it in there. The tensioner is one Torx screw that holds it in there, and you do that from the underside as well. And basically the job took about 2 hours. It's quite easy to do, DIY, but there's no videos on there. As I say, the other ones, I think the earlier models, they was done from the top, but this one you definitely have to do from the bottom. But it's about 3 10mm plastic nuts underneath the inner wing, and about 9 Torx screws. So sorry I don't know the size of them, but it's all self-explanatory, but it's easy enough job. Anyway, I hope that helps some people or gives them a bit of courage to it themselves. Thanks a lot, bye.